Hi, my dear students. I am going to read with you the famous short story written by O. Henry, Sydney Porter, and the pseudonym of whom is O. Henry, the famous American short story writer. And this is the third day. I have already discussed with you the two sections of the story, and tonight is the third night, and I am going to read with you. Happy Diwali to all of you. This is the festival of lights, and there was light, and let there be light. However, let us start. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have no paint. An old miner. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Burman up to my model. You know that Johnsy has had an attack of a terrible disease, that is pneumonia, and she has been waiting for her death the last days of her life. However, Sue is hopeful, and she is trying her level best to cure her friend Johnsy. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner, and she wants to make the old miner Burman, Berman, Burman, as her model. She rushed down, that means rushed down the stairs. Burman lived on the ground floor. So Sue spelling SUE, had to rush down to the ground floor to take Burman as her model. And Burman was an old miner. He was a 60-year-old painter. Burman was also a painter. Burman was also an eminent painter, and Burman wants to paint a picture that will make him the most eminent painter in life, and he wants to make a masterpiece. That is why he has been trying her level best to paint the picture. However, he was a 60-year-old. That means he was on the verge of his retirement. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece that would make him immortal in the world of painting. but that had remained a dream. It was his lifelong dream and it remained a dream, although he tried repeatedly or again and again to make a masterpiece of his own. She poured out her worries to Burman. She expressed all her sufferings of mind, all her worries, all her mental agony, all her pain of life to Burman. She told him how Jhansi was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. And I have already mentioned that the ivy creeper in the autumnal environment was shedding leaves one after another, and the only leaf that was trembling, that was shivering, and Jhansi was expecting the fall of that last leaf, and she had also expected that as soon as it would fall down, she would die, and that she would die when the last leaf fell, and she poured in all her worries, anxieties, mental pain, agony, etc. to Burman. Is she stupid? That means, is she foolish? Utterly foolish? Asked Burman. How can she be so foolish? And Burman wanted to know how it was possible for Jhansi to be such a foolish girl. She is running a high temperature. That means Jhansi was in a very critical condition, delirium condition, and she is running a high temperature, complained Sue. Sue complained that she was running a high temperature, and that is why he was not in normal mood, normal state of mind. She refuses to eat or drink. That worries me a lot. Sue also told Burman that Jhansi was not taking any food, and it would bring her death. It would bring her death. That worries me a lot. That means it was the cause of all the worries to Sue. Because Sue was her bosom friend, intimate friend, and also partner in the apartment. I will come with you and see Jhansi, Burman said. Yes, Burman was utterly convinced, and he agreed to go to Jhansi with Sue. Burman was a very sympathetic, very kind-hearted person, and that is why he completely cooperated with Sue. They tiptoed into the room. That means both Sue and Burman entered the room very stealthily. Tiptoed. Tiptoed means very silently, very stealthily entered the room. Johnsy was sleeping. At that time, Johnsy was asleep. She drew the curtains together. She drew the curtains together so that nothing is visible through the window. And they went to the next room. Barman and Sue went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. Sue peeped through the window, looked through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper. On the ivy creeper, there was still one leaf. And that is the symbol of life to Johnsy. Johnsy had a wrong idea that as soon as it would fall, he would also be still on her bed. It was raining heavily. It was raining incessantly. It was a heavy downpour, and an icy cold wind was blowing. That means a chilly cold, icy cold was blowing. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now, and the wind was blowing in such a way, in such a manner, so violently that there was a great chance for the leaf to fall down. Barman did not say a word. Barman did not utter a single word. Barman did not utter a single word because he was dumbstruck. He went back to his room. Okay? He went back to his room. Johnsy woke up next morning. Johnsy woke up next morning in a feeble voice. In a very feeble voice, that means in a very weak voice. As if he has lost his strength. As if she lost all her strength to speak to anybody. Okay? However, she asked Sue to draw the curtains. She also asked Sue to draw the curtains apart so that the ivy creeper was visible. So that the ivy creeper was visible and the outside scenario or outside scene may come into the room. Okay? However, Sue was nervous. Sue was nervous because she was sure that the last leaf would fall. And as soon as the last leaf would fall, she would also breathe her last. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. So, Johnsy had to draw back the curtain very unwillingly. Very unwillingly. Reluctantly means unwillingly. Oh, Sue exclaimed. As she looked at the vine creeper, it was the vine creeper. Look, there is still one leaf. There is Look, there is one leaf still on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy, and the leaf, the last leaf on the creeper, still looked very green and healthy in spite of the storm and the fierce winds. In spite of the storms and the violent winds, the leaf had no intention to fall down. It didn't fall. So that's the end of my lecture. And you can see the beatings of drums. It is a festive season. And happy Diwali to all. Good night to all. And I hope that I am able to teach you effectively. And if there is any fault here, please forgive me. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Don't forget to like, to add a comment and share so that your friends may also watch the video for their learning. Thanking all of you. Good night.